parties of the citizens of Oyo State against this season that is before us, the rainy season, in terms of they also put measures in place to negate flooding and other disasters that might be affected by rain. So those in favor that the resolutions within the motion be adopted by this Honorable House, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Madam Clerk. The leader, I'm there for you.
Mr. Abdul is still calling. Next item on the other paper is personal explanation.
No personal explanation.
Okay, we are now in the order of the day paper, Mr. Speaker. And the first item to be considered in the order of the day paper for this afternoon is first reading of bills. And the bill to be first considered for first reading for this afternoon is Oyo State Tertiary Education Commission Bill 2024. OIHA B/10/09/24. A bill to establish the Oyo State Tertiary Education Commission as an agency of the Oyo State government responsible for the coordination and efficient management of all tertiary institutions in Oyo State. Honorable Sanjo Onalapo Adedoyin. Once or South, Leader of the House, first reading.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Oyo State Tertiary Education Commission Bill 2024 is being read the first time. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Distinguished honorable colleagues, that was the first reading of the Oyo State Tertiary Education Commission Bill 2024, which has now been read for the first time. Next item.
Mr. African esteemed colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is another first reading of bill, and the bill now to be considered for first reading is Abiola Ajimobi First Technical University Ibadan Bill 2024. OIHA B/10/10/24. A bill to provide for the establishment, incorporation, constitution, and function of the Abiola Ajimobi First Technical University Ibadan and for other related, for that matter connected therewith. Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin Onalapo, once or South, Leader of the House, first reading.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Abiola Ajimobi First Technical University Ibadan Bill 2024 is being read the first time. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, that was the first reading of Abiola Ajimobi First Technical University Ibadan Bill 2024, which has now been read for the first time. The leader.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, the supposed next item on the other paper, which is a committee report, will have to be suspended as a result of the absence of the chairman of the committee on health. So now, sir.
Let's step it down. It's the chairman that is meant to read the report.
Okay. We now move to the next item on the other paper, which is a motion. Motion on the need for more intensified effort to institutionalize technology in education or online education system by the management of all state-owned tertiary institutions in the state to expand access to education and increase internally generated revenue. OIHAM/10/38/24 that this Honorable House take cognizance of increasing use of online learning system and virtual classroom in education institutions in modern world.
To tertiary institutions in the state to expand access. It is important to have technology in focuses that cater for individual needs and learning styles. The use of online learning system and virtual classrooms have become pronounced in the modern world, especially in educational institutions, due to rising needs and emergence of some health challenges experienced in recent times. Aware that the COVID-19 pandemic has left an indelible mark on the education system, causing a fundamental shift in the way we learn. This unprecedented situation propelled the accelerated adoption of education technology, EdTech, as a means to ensure seamless continuity of learning. Interestingly, EdTech has emerged as a huge enabler, empowering institutions to cater for changing students' needs and foster the development of new skills sets, regardless of geographical barriers. It also facilitates multimodal forms of learning with traditional teaching methods, thereby providing flexibility, enhancing engagement, and delivering global standard learning solutions. Further aware that some state-owned tertiary institutions have taken advantage of this technological innovation in the educational system, but need to expand the scope and methodologies in order to accommodate more students on online learning processes globally and increase their revenue to the coffers of the institutions. The introduction of online courses or programs by some institutions in Nigeria has helped to increase their student database and create more access to educational degrees, master's and doctorate programs, especially for the working adults. Observes that some state-owned tertiary institutions in our state that are rated high in the global and national economic rating, especially Ladoke Akintola University, Lautech, Ogbomoso, the Polytechnic Ibadan, Emmanuel Ayande College of Education, now Emmanuel University of Education, and others need to take advantage of their performance rating to adopt and offer online courses or programs for interested applicants globally. In essence, they need to change the narrative to global digital learning methods in order to increase the student population and internally generated revenue for the institutions. Further observes that during the challenging period faced by virtually all state-owned institutions in the state, during the Governor Abiola Ajimobi-led administration, when subventions to the institutions were stopped, salaries could not be paid to workers. The management of some of these institutions thought outside the box by quickly investing in businesses like bakery, pure water, and others to generate more revenue to augment salary of workers. In essence, these institutions can do similar things by deploying technology to expand the educational system to boost their IGR. Resolves to urge the executive arm of government through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to 1. Impress it on the heads and management of all state-owned tertiary institutions in Oyo State to, as a matter of necessity, deploy more aggressive educational technology online learning system through the introduction of online courses or programs in order to expand access to education and increase revenue base of the institutions. 2. Employ the heads and management of all state-owned tertiary institutions in Oyo State to create enabling environment and capacity building on technological driven for their workforce in order to bridge the personnel gaps in technological education system initiatives. And 3, heads and management of these institutions to partner with individual and other development partners in the development of various software for online educational courses programs. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
A motion has been moved. Any seconder? The Chief Whip.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Benga Ikola is my name. I represent Atiba State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second the motion moved by my brother, Honorable Rahman Olonkoto, on the need for more intensified effort to institutionalize education technology or online education system by the management of all state-owned tertiary institutions in the state to expand access to education and increase internally generated revenue. I stand to second the motion, and Mr. Speaker, I want to lend my voice there. Apart from generating revenue, this will save even the students. It will save them time, it will save them cost, and it will even save them from the risk of traveling now that we have problem of security. So, Mr. Speaker, the motion is timely, and I want the House to look into all the resolve and consider those results.
A motion has been moved and duly seconded that the resolutions within the motion should be adopted by this House. I wish the motion came in before the Committee on Education, Tertiary Education went on their oversight. They could have put it as part of their, parameters in which to investigate the activities of this tertiary institution. But be it as it may, as it's still something that we believe that we can still try to get the feelings of the tertiary institutions to see what their idea is in implementing technology in terms of the administration of education. Maybe what can happen is that the Committee on Tertiary Education can write to these institutions just to ask what they are doing and what the idea is and their openness to digitalizing the education space, especially the tertiary education space. We can add that to the resolution. Let the Committee on Tertiary Education write just for the purpose of investigating what the tertiary institutions are doing about digitalizing the educational space. Please let's add that to the resolution. Those in favor that the resolution as amended be approved by and adopted by this honorable House, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, permit me to move for the adjournment of this sitting till Tuesday, 12th of March 2024 by 10 a.m. Distinguished colleague, I so move.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion for the adjournment of the sitting till 12th of March 2024. I so second.
Those in favor that the House do adjourn until next week, Tuesday, 12th March 2024 by 10 a.m. Say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
structured selection criteria to pick a facility across the political world, especially in the area where there is more than one facility in a ward. 3. The state government afterward resolved to executing the project via alternative project funding as spearheaded by Oyo State Investment and Private Partnership Agency, OSIPA, the awarding agency. The projects were designed to be executed through two different implementation approaches. The first approach was to award 299 facilities to two contractors, namely Lanok Engineering and Dominant Engineering through Oyo Partnership Agency, OSIPA, for alternative project funding, while Oyo State Primary Health Care Board was directed to execute via direct project the renovation and upgrade of the remaining 52 facilities. Number 4, Lanok Engineering was awarded 200 facilities that spread across 19 local government areas. The local government area where the company is working are Ibadan Northeast, Akinyele, Ibadan Northwest, Ibadan Southeast, Ibarapa East, Saki East, Oyo East, Orire, Irepo, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ North, Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ South, Surulere, Afiju, Oyo West, Atiba, Egbeda Onara, Lagelu and Olorunsogo. Number 5, Dominant Engineering had been working on 19 projects across 11 local government areas, namely Iseyin, Kajola, Iwajowa, Itesiwaju, Atisbo, Saki West, Saki East, Orilope, Irepo, Ibadan North, Orire. Number 6, the Oyo State Primary Care Board is expected to execute direct projects in the following local government area: Ibadan Southwest, Ibarapa North, Ogoluwa, Kajola, and Iwajowa. Number 7, Nalok Engineering is at date reported to have completed a total of 112 facilities with the outstanding 88 facilities. The contractor has communicated the Bureau of Public Procurement for verification of claims, and job done by the contractor was put at 70.6% completion. Number 8, Lanok Engineering had written to the state asking for re-evaluation of 88 facilities that she claimed could not be executed based on the initial scope of work done on the project. The State Primary Care Board had equally written to His Excellency the Governor to ask for approval for the request to be considered by the Bureau of Public Procurement. Number 9, Dominant Engineering has today reported to have completed the awarded 99 facilities and had communicated the Bureau of Public Procurement for verification of claim, in which percentage of job done by the contractor was put at 92.6% completion. Number 10, the Oyo State Primary Care Board, on its part of the project, has written to His Excellency for approval to commence the execution of projects in which they were directed to handle, but the board was yet to get approval. The committee realized that all the words where the execution of the project had not commenced at all were the one expected to be done by the Primary Care Board, and it was due to inability to secure necessary approval. Number 11, the committee also gathered that the centers that were completed and operational do not have adequate staff to attend to people. The recommendation: after an extensive discussion with the official of Primary Care Board, the board hereby recommend for the approval of the House as follows. 1. The executive arm of the government be commended for the level of work done so far in the upgrading and renovation of healthcare centers across the 351 political wards in the state. 2. Executive arm of the government through the Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Accountant General be urged to prioritize the release of funds for renovation and construction of primary health care in the 299 facilities in the state to complete the unfinished projects. Number 3, the executive arm of the government be urged to grant the Oyo State Primary Care Board necessary approval to commence the project in Ibadan Southwest, Barapa North, Ogoluwa, Kajola, and Iwajowa local government area. Number 5, the executive arm of the government through the Oyo State Primary Care Board be urged to recruit duly qualified and adequate staff to man primary health care facility in the state. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to report.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, Committee on Health. Leader of the House. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, let me appreciate the vice chairman of the committee who stood in for the chairman for saving the chairman of that embarrassing of being a truancy. I often said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to move that the House do receive the report as submitted by the acting chairman of the committee on health for comment, debate, if there are any. So, Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I write to second the motion moved by the Leader of the House.
Honorable colleagues, those in support that the House do receive the report as led by the Vice Chairman Committee on Health, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The report has been received, and if there's any other comment on this report, let's have it. Honorable Yusuf? No comment? Okay. Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, in the absence of further comments or debate in the report as submitted, I want to move that the report as submitted be accepted by this honorable House, and the resolution therein to be adopted as a working document of this honorable House. The state colleague, I so submit.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I write to second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House.
Those in support that the report as submitted by the Vice Chairman Committee be accepted and adopted by this honorable House, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is another committee report. Report of the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary that screen Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulganiyu for confirmation of his appointment as President of your State Customary Court of Appeal on Friday, 8th of March 2024. OIHA House /10/23/24. Pursuant to a directive of the House on Tuesday, 5th March 2024, the report of the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary that screened Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulganiyu for confirmation of appointment as President of Oyo State Customary Court of Appeal on Friday, 8th March 2024, to be presented by Honorable A.H. Ogundare Ogolu Asurulere, Chairman of the Committee.
Chairman, Committee on Justice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm Honorable Abidjan Adeoye Ogundare, Honorable representing Ogolu Asurulere State Constituency. Report of the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary that screened Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulganiyu for confirmation of the appointment as the President of your State's Customary Court of Appeal. Preamble. Pursuant to a directive of the House on Tuesday, 5th January 2024, that the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary screened Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulganiyu with a view to confirming his appointment as the President of your State Customary Court of Appeal, based on the recommendation of the National Judicial Council. The committee met and conducted the screening on Friday, 8th March 2024. Findings. Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulgani, who is from Igbeti, Olorun-Shogo local government of Oyo State. He attended UMCA Secondary School, Igbeti, between 1977 to 1982, and Bayero University, Kano, between 1986 to 1991. He was called to the bar in 1992. He had his Master of Law, LLM, from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, in 1999. He obtained postgraduate diploma in legislative drafting from Nigeria Institute of Advanced Legal Study in year 2000. He joined the Civil Service of Oyo State as legal officer in 1994. He rose from the rank to become director in December 2009. While in the Ministry of Justice, he served in various departments. He was acting director, legal drafting and ministerial counseling from July 2006 to May 2007. He was Administrator General and Public Trustee from May 2007 to December 2009. He served as Director, Legal Drafting and Parliamentary Counseling from June 2010 to July 2013, and Director, Public Prosecutions from July 2013 to May 2018, when he was elevated to the bench as a judge of Customary Court of Appeal. He was appointed acting president, Customary Court of Appeal, in May 2023 to date. His achievements include the following. 1, he was a member of Election Petition Tribunal in Enugu State, and 2, National and State Houses of Assembly Election Petition Tribunal, Benue State, between March and September 2019. 3, he had trained many state councils while he was in the Ministry of Justice. He is a devout Muslim, and happily married with children. He answered satisfactorily question put to him and was found appointable. In the course of screening of Honorable Justice Ganiu, committee was informed that presently the Customary Court of Appeal in Oyo State was having 3 judges, and against the 8 judges, which is out to have pursuant to Section 4 of Oyo State Customary Court of Appeal Law 2018. The committee learned that the panel of Grade C Customary Court was yet to be constituted, and this was having a negative effect on the service being rendered by the court. The Grade C Customary Court buildings across the state were dilapidated and needing rehabilitation for conducive delivery of cases. Recommendations. The committee hereby recommends for the approval of the House as follows: that 1, having satisfactorily answered the questions put to him, Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdulgani was found appointable, and his appointment as President of Oyo State Customary Court of Appeal be confirmed. And 2, the executive arm of government, through the Oyo State Justice Judiciary Service Commission, be urged to 1, accelerate the process of appointment of more judges for the Customary Court of Appeal, Oyo State, pursuant to the Section 5(1) of the Oyo State Customary Court of Appeal Law, 2009. 2. Constitute the Grade C Customary Court pursuant to the provision of the Section 4, subsection 2 of the Customary Courts Law, 2018. 3. Put necessary machinery in motion for the renovation and rehabilitation of Grade C Customary Courts buildings across the state for a conducive atmosphere for the delivery of justice. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to report.
Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, permit me to appreciate and commend the chairman of House Committee on Judiciary and his esteemed team for a job well done. They did the job acceleratedly within a twinkle of an eye. They came up with a comprehensive and well-detailed report, even beyond the assignment given to them by the House. And I want to move that the report as submitted by them should be received by this honorable House, and the content therein be accepted. All the resolution from 3.1, 3.2, and till the end of the resolution be adopted as a working tool of this honorable House. The same colleague, I so submit.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I write to second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House.
Distinguished honorable colleagues, let me equally lend my voice by thanking the Committee on Public Petition, Justice and Judiciary that screened Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdul-Ganiyu for doing a thorough job and coming up with the report even at short notice. No doubt that the report has been well put together. So in order not to waste our time on this, I will just put the question that from the recommendation as a without further ado, I'll put the questions that those in favor that Honorable Justice Tajuddin Mohammed Abdul-Ganiyu be confirmed as the substantive president, customary court of appeal, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is a motion. Motion on the need for the executive arm of government to take proactive steps towards addressing the menace of encroachment of public schools, of public school land, and discriminate erection of kiosks within and around public school in the state. OIHA/10/37/24. The additional House take cognizance of illegal encroachment and grabbing of public school land by some unscrupulous individuals in the state with a view to urging the executive arm of government to take proactive steps in addressing the menace. Honorable W.K. Akintayo Oluyole, M.O. Abiola Akinyele 1, B.O. Adiola Iseyin Tesiwaju, and Hosi Rahman, Oyo East, Oyo West, co-sponsor.
Of the motion.
Good afternoon, the Right Honorable Speaker and other distinguished members of this Assembly. I'm Honorable Wahid Kolawole Akintayo, member representing Oluyole constituency and the Chairman House Committee on Information, Media, Public Affairs and ICT. Mr. Speaker, sir, co-sponsors of this motion are Honorable Monsuru Olalekan Abiola, Akinyele constituency 1, Honorable B.O. Adiola, Iseyin Itesiwaju constituency, Honorable Olonpoto Sevas Rahman, Oyo East, Oyo West constituency. Now the motion. Need for the executive arm of government to take proactive steps towards addressing the menace of encroachment of public schools' lands and indiscriminate erection of kiosks within and around public schools in Oyo State. The House notes that education remains the bedrock of development of any nation. It is a facilitator of societal transition from primitive to modernized society. Consequently, the surroundings and environment within which such educational inculcation and learning processes will take place should be conducive, appealing and attractive to students, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders in the learning process in order to achieve result-oriented educational objectives. Further note, the United Nations Education and Scientific Organizations, UNESCO, and Nigeria National Policy on Education supports and places emphasis on conducive learning atmosphere for the purpose of achieving optimum and sustainable educational development goals across the world. Aware that it is disheartening to state that virtually all public school lands in the state had been encroached upon by some unscrupulous individuals, leaving the school environment not conducive for learning. Government over the years has paid lip service in the issue of encroachment of most of schools, and that has been so bastardized to the extent that the proliferation of illegal structures, be it residential or commercial, have taken 3/4 or have possession of some public schools lands in the state. Further aware that in Oluyole local government, for instance, a number of schools such as Community Basic Primary School, Kolomi, Abe Technical Community, Community Basic Primary School, Botha Village, Community Basic School, Olorisha, Odeku area, and Community Grammar School, Egbeda Atuba, had been encroached upon by individuals and few corporate organizations. Similarly, in Ibadan South to West local government, St. Anne schools, Malete land, had been seriously encroached upon by some private estate developers and individuals. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to strongly believe that the menace of school lands encroachment is not peculiar to my constituency alone. Some local government and constituencies experience similar cases and same scenario. My findings further revealed that in Oyo town, a number of schools such as LA Primary School, Jabata, Oyo, Ifedapo, Community Basic School, Opapa, Oyo, Opapa, Oyo, St. Mary's RCM School, Aketan, and Community Primary School, Iyabeji, Oyo, had been encroached upon. In Isheyin local government, Asheyin High School, located in Isheyin Township, the school land had been seriously encroached upon by land grabbers. Observes that several efforts had been made by heads of the affected schools, reporting the incident of land grabbing to the Ministry of Education via the successive governments over the year, but no concrete and decisive steps taken by government in addressing the situation. Interestingly, with the coming of Omitutu 2.0 on board, under the leadership of our proactive and visionary governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, changing the narrative of Oyo State to a path more aggressive development through various people-driving policy. The idea of constituting the task force for the enforcement of Oyo State Real Property Protection Agency Law 2024, passed recently by this Assembly, which repealed the existing law and the passage of Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Agency 2024 by this Assembly, will go a long way in addressing this menace of school lands grabbing by ensuring that illegal occupants of this land would face the wrath of the laws. Therefore, officially of the aforementioned agency of government, when fully constituted, should take the issue of schools land grabbing and encroachment as a priority. Further observes that kiosks and containers are placed and erected indiscriminately on schools' lands for commercial purposes within and around most of the public schools in the state. The big question that readily comes to my mind is from where do these people derive the approval for the illegitimate erection of kiosks and containers? Is it from the government educational agency or school authority? There are some of the questions that bother one's mind. The proliferation of kiosks and containers will lead to illicit activities of some unscrupulous traders who sell alcohol, cigarettes, play games, and use these kiosks and containers as music stations as well. All these aforelisted activities are neither learning nor education friendly and cannot lead to educational and attainment and upliftment. These negative activities are also catalysts to moral decadence among students. They negate and hinder the efforts of government at improving moral ethics among students in schools across the state. Concerned that in order to realize the objective of the safer action emphasis on education sector under Obitutu 2.0, which is vigorously being pursued by His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, it is expedient that the relevant government agency should set necessary machineries in motion to put a stop and address the menace of school lands encroachment that display hand erection of kiosks and containers and other illegal structures within and around school environments in the nooks and crannies of the state. Resolves: urge the executive arm of government through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, and the State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, to take proactive and decisive steps towards addressing the menace of land grabbing and encroachment in public schools in the state. 2, that the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and SUBEB to collaborate with the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development and Office of the Surveyor General to set up interministerial committee to look into the original master plans or design some of the encroachment public schools lands and others with a view to erecting perimeter fencing, beacons or canopies. 3, the task forces on Real Property Protection Agency and Rule of Law Agency, when fully constituted, should come to the aid of some schools' lands being encroached by land grabbers and some unscrupulous individuals in the state. And lastly, that the education agencies to read out the Riot Act to all public schools administrators in the state as a preventive measure and bring to book hearing principals, head teachers, and others on illegal structures, kiosks, and containers founded within and around public schools in the state. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move.
Any seconder to the motion moved by Honorable Akitayo. Whip of the House.
The Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Benga Oyekola. I represent Atiba State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, I want to commend the sponsors of this motion. It's a timely motion and a very straightforward motion. And Mr. Speaker, this is a motion that this Honorable House needs to take an active step and measure to curtail this problem, Mr. Speaker. I second the motion, and I equally want to lend my force on this issue. And I want to believe that this will affect virtually all public schools, both secondary and primary schools. Mr. Speaker, in Oyo, for example, at Atiba local government, we are facing this similar problem with Isaloyo Community Grammar School, whereby some people will believe it is their family land. And they were even laying foundation in front of the classroom. Thank God, the late Governor Alawa Akala rose to this problem when he was alive. But now they are back at it again. That's because a lot has to be done. And this House must follow this resolution with the Ministry of Education, and we see to the logical conclusion of this issue. The most disheartening case in my local government is a situation whereby an LCDA chairman will allocate the perimeter fencing of a primary school to prospective traders. And 20,000 were collected for the allocation of a small pot. And the money were even paid directly to the covers of that local government chairman, not even to the covers of the local government. When we rose and said, you can't do this, people have been going to the LCDA. And the chairman insisted that the state has directed them to generate revenue. And they want to generate revenue along the fence of the primary school.
Wait, sorry, are you saying...
I'm lending my voice, Mr. Speaker.
No, are you saying that some of our LDA chairmen are involved in some of
yes,
these deals?
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
That's what
we can do our findings. I'm giving you an empirical fact. I'm not just saying it. It's what is happening presently. So that's why I said I want to lend my voice. It's happening. And I'm very sure my colleagues will bear me witness that this thing is happening. So the motion is timely. This is my contribution, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Whip of the House. Honorable Yusuf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Honorable Adebisi Yusuf Oladeni, Deputy Chief of this Assembly. I represent the people of Ibadan Southwest Local Government, Constituency 1. I also want to align my voice with this motion ably moved by my brother, because you know, this kind of thing, this kind of motion gives us a kind of note to make us understand that these are children at this point in time. This is the best time to get it in school, and when they are being distracted by all these traders around their schools, they will not get what they are supposed to get, and this will lead them into not going to, you know, universities and other higher institutions. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and other colleagues.
Any other submission from members? Honorable Oba Fawakami.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Speaker. I also want to join my colleagues to comment the removal of this motion. And it happened to be my former portfolio when I was in the Ninth Assembly. Then I was the chairman of the Committee Education, both the basic and tertiary. Until innovation came around, 10 assemblies, that the portfolio was split into two. So we had
it was too big for you.
So let me also move again and say the motion is doing a good job. And I want to submit according to the experience I acquired in the Ninth Assembly when I was the chairman of this particular portfolio, basic education. You see, in most of the, and it also happened that I represent the people from the metropolitan of Ibadan. The center of Oyo State is Southwest too. If you could say the headquarters of Oyo State, that is it. Because
are you sure of that?
Let me also come, sir. In that area, there's no any virgin land again. Everywhere is busy. And this area is good. But until the government is able to wake up to provide perimeter fence around schools, this thing will keep coming and keep coming. It came in an assembly almost twice, this kind of motion. They took steps by sending them away, and they come back again because the fence are opened. More or less, direct or indirect, the fence, they don't call chaos sometimes. They even turn to the fence of the school. They've covered the school round with their kiosks. Providing, anywhere they see a collapse of the fence, they put kiosks. Collapse of the fence, they put kiosks. And there's not much money for government to go there and go and be these days. So we need to look inward and find a way to modify the bill. Adopt a school that was formulated during the late Admiral B government that were to do individuals, the multinationals, the Nigerians who have to do in diasporas, who have good money and looking for where to lay legacy for life name, for their name to be lifetime, for people to be calling it. They should come and invest in taking of one of the school to put a perimeter fence. Their state will give them an award, just one award.
That's a word we design with only 10,000 and put one name after it. Some will go and hang it. He can spend 10 million to get that award. If he sees in his friend table, that Tony, Oshefensi, what do you? Give me not back and forgive my Oshefensi, so that bill, that law is there. Adopt a school, but it's not well mobilized to people to hear about it. Let's go and refine it so that people can come and help the government to renovate those basic school structures. It goes beyond the state government now. And secondly, let me also say that one again, that the issue of there's one thing that's going on now that we don't really care for. The all student associations, they will go to school. It's not in this motion, but it should be added to it. It's happening in my own constituency. Ibadan Grammar, sorry, I want to the school in my place. They will ask the school to pay for the use of the hall they built within the school premises. And I was amazed. You come, you build the hall for commercial activities. You'll be asking the school to make payment to make use of the hall. On government land, free land, you gather your money. So we're not going to the escrow of the station. They are making the place turn into commercial. Even during the working hours, they will be renting the whole out for commercial, for events within the school premises. So that also should be added to the motion, so that at least to correct that. And I pray that God will help us so that we can be able to take the real action against this menace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable. I think the motion is straightforward. What is that? Okay, Honorable Dele. Be brief.
Distinguished colleagues, Honorable Ogunle Johnson Akintola, Chairman House Committee on Education. Presently, I appreciate the mover of this motion. Basic and secondary. On the issue of kiosk, container, shop around schools in Oyo State.
Whip of the House, please do your job.
In Oyo State, presently, Ministry of Education have engaged the Ministry of Environment to clear up the shop, kiosks, and container around school in all primary, secondary school in Oyo State. And I just want to urge this House to include in the prayer that the Ministry of Environment should expedite action on the clearing of the kiosk, container, and shop on the government school. And also, there is a particular bill that we will soon bring up in the House, Safe School. And along the line, we are going to include this issue of container around banning school, kiosk, shop around school in Oyo State.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are waiting for that bill to come. I haven't heard from honorable colleagues. I just want to pass this information out that I'm aware that the executive, through the Ministry of Environment, sometimes ago went out. I think the governor himself went round Ibadan and saw some of these things that we're talking about, erection of kiosks and containers within some of these public schools, and immediately asked that those kiosks be brought down. So, in a nutshell, the executive too are aware of this menace in the society, and I'm sure they are working on it. What we can do through this motion is to urge through the Ministry of Education, as stated in the prayer, to expedite action in ensuring that all these things are brought down. And I equally want to urge the mover of the motion himself, as Honorable Akintayo, the main mover, Honorable Akintayo, who is a seasoned broadcaster, to help us through the Broadcast Association in Oyo State in through their programs on air, different radio stations, that we don't want these kiosks and container within our school premises again. So I'll put the questions that, is that a point of order or what? Order what? Is it observation? Whip. What are you observing, please?
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Ajala, sir. I want to put a little addition to this submission, sir. Because a lot of those kiosks you are seeing in the primary or secondary school put in there, some local government give them the order and they permit them to.
That was mentioned earlier on.
No, I think it's not inclusive in this submission. That's why I want you to put it. So maybe the local government committee will need to call the chairman so they can be able to understand that they don't need to approve any kiosk, any container,
Okay.
any school.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Mabaje. Chairman House Committee on Local Government should ensure that he reached out to the local government chairman to ensure that they stop approval for erection of kiosks in various schools. I'll put the question, those in support that the recommendation as contained in the body of the motion be approved by this Honorable House, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is another motion. Motion on a passionate appeal for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the dualized Irepo Owode and Owode to Ele-Ikara Road in Oyo Town to heal vehicular movement and avert persistent heavy truck accident on this road. OIHAM/10/39/24. That this Honorable House of Oyo State and the federal government through their relevant MDA to urgently rehabilitate and reconstruct the dualized Irepo Owode and Owode to Ele-Ikara Road in Oyo Town to prevent accident and revitalize economic activity of Oyo Town and its environs. Honorable Olorunpoto Seva Rahman, Oyo East, Oyo West.
Honorable Olorunpoto Seva Rahman.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Olorunpoto Rahman. I represent Oyo East, Oyo West State Constituency. A passionate appeal for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the dualized Irepo Owode and Owode to Ele-Ikara roads in Oyo Town to ease vehicular movement and avert persistent heavy trucks accidents on these roads. The House notes that Irepo to Owode is a dualized road that links Alaafin Palace within Oyo Township, which was constructed by the late Governor Abiola Ajimobi's administration. The road is about 6.1 kilometers, which is a replica of the Saint Township Road, constructed by the same administration. This Irepo Owode Alaafin Palace Road, since construction, has stimulated economic and social development of Oyo Township and helped businesses to thrive. It is a major road that connects the new Ibadan Oyo Ogomosho Ilorin Express Road and the old Ibadan Oyo Ogomosho Ilorin Road, which allows free vehicular movement, especially the heavy-duty vehicles, trucks that are going and coming from the northern parts of the country. The road, no doubt, helps in boosting the commercial activities of Oyo Town. Further notes that for the past 2 or 3 years now, Irepo Owode Road has been in a deplorable condition, which require urgent government attention and quick intervention. Despite the fact that the road was constructed 5 years ago, the condition of this road is terribly bad, with many deep potholes that disrupt free flow of vehicular movement. For instance, the heavy-duty truck drivers use hours on the road before getting to Owode from Irepo Junction that links the new express road to Ilorin. This allows for serious concern and immediate rehabilitation by the Oyo State government. It is evident that the road is impassable, especially during heavy downpour, and many accidents have occurred on this road. In essence, the road has become a trap to my constituents and others plying the road on a daily basis. Aware that Owode-Ile-Kara Road is also within Oyo Town, which is part of the old federal road that connects Ibadan, Oyo, Ogbomoso, Ilorin. The road passes through Oyo Town, which is very important for the economic activities and businesses of Oyo indigenes and residents. Along these axes, we have public and private schools, financial institutions, hotels, sawmills, and big commercial markets called the Ile-Kara markets. Since the construction of the new express road begins, the old road, especially the one that falls within Oyo Town, was left unattended to by the federal government or its agency, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA. The Right Honorable Speaker, this Owode-Ile-Kara Road, which is about 6.7 kilometers, is in a completely deplorable condition, which makes vehicular movement difficult for commuters. The road has been ruined and bumpy to the extent that no one can specifically count or say the number of accidents that has occurred or lives that have been lost on that deplorable road. Hence, there is need for quick intervention of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to rehabilitate the road, to ease traffic movement and revigorate the economic activities along Owode-Ile-Kara Road. Resolves to urge, 1, the executive arm of government through the Ministry of Public Works and Transport and the Oyo State Road Maintenance Agency, OSTROMA, to rehabilitate and reconstruct Irepo to Owode Road within Oyo Town to ease vehicular movement, avert the occurrence of truck accidents, and revitalize the economic activities of Oyo Town and its environs. 2, the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing and the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to urgently rehabilitate and reconstruct Owode to Ile-Kara Road within Oyo Town, being a part of Old Ibadan, Oyo, Ogbomoso, Ilorin Road, in order to ease vehicular movement and revigorate economic activities that have collapsed in these axes due to the pathetic condition of these roads. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Any seconder to the motion? Any seconder to the motion? Honorable, you call, I just didn't want to call him. Honorable, you call her, please.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, you will agree with me that I am to rise and second this motion because the motion concerns Oyo Town. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I rise to second this motion for a passionate appeal to both the state and the federal government. Mr. Speaker, we are at disadvantage because of the slow walk of the road from Ilorin to Ibadan. This allows for every truck.
Sorry, Honorable Benga, you have a federal rep member, isn't it?
Is that?
You have a federal rep member from Oyo?
Yes, yes.
So you should appeal to him as well.
We have both the federal and the state road that were affected.
Our governor is doing wonders there.
Just stated by the removal of the motion, Mr. Speaker. We would like the state and the federal government. You see, I said we are at disadvantage because of the slow walk of the federal road that links Ilorin with Ibadan. This heavy truck were taking the state road within the town, and this allows for the deplorable condition of those roads. So we want to appeal that the state government, through the Ministry of Works or the OXROMA, to come and rehabilitate the part that concerns the state government. So I second, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Benga. I think the motion itself is straightforward and well understanding to everyone here. So in order not to waste much time on it, let me put the question right away. Those in support that the resolve as contained in the body of this motion be approved by this honorable House, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, members should note that the second reading of Tertiary Education Commission B 2024 and Abiola Ajimobi B First Technical University Ibadan B 2024 is coming up on Thursday. So we should know that. And that we are having Yoruba Pambele sitting by next week Thursday. So whoever has a motion, next week Thursday, Yoruba. Second reading is this Thursday. Yoruba Pambele motion is next week Thursday. So
I hope it is clear to everybody.
So Yoruba Pambele next week Thursday. Whoever has a motion to be submitted in Yoruba should do so before the end of this week. I haven't said that, Mr. Speaker. I want to move for the adjournment of this sitting till Thursday, 14th day of March, 2024 by 10 a.m. And our 10 a.m. this time around, let it be 10 a.m. in the interest of our people who are observing the annual Ramadan fasting.
Majority leader, don't put that into it.
Okay.
No African time.
Okay, I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Leader.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, before I will second what the leader of the I like to second as moved by the leader of the House that this House will adjourn the sitting to 14 February March 2024. So, for that note, our sitting to be at 10 a.m. should not be the Africa time, because we don't need to ignore what the leader said about the people that are fasting. By the afternoon time now, most of us we are used to weak. So let our time be 10.
Thank you, Minority Leader. I think there's a motion on adjournment before I rule. Honorable Gwenga Oyekola. Okay, Honorable Poto.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this privilege. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, for elevating some of our minor chiefs to Part 2 chieftaincy position. We really appreciate this gesture, and we are confident that it will lead to economic development for your town, and that we are in full support of the governor's plan and interest on the recomposition of the state economic and the state traditional council. We really appreciate the governor. Oyo as a town, we are grateful. And we pledge our full support for this administration, just like we've done in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Olonkoto. On behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Debo Ogundoyin, I want to wish myself and other Muslim brothers Ramadan Kareem. Those in support that this House do adjourn to 14th Thursday, 2024, say aye. Those against, say nay. Let your 10 be 10.
Aṣíwájú ilé. Abẹnugan.
àti ẹ̀yin ọlọ́lá jùlọ. Orúkọ mi ni ọmọọba Sanjọ́ Adédoyin, ọ̀nàrẹ́bù tí ń ṣojú gúúsù Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ tó sì tún jẹ́ onídàájọ́ rere tí mo sì jẹ́ olórí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ púpọ̀ jùlọ sí ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin yìí. Abẹnugan àti ẹ̀yin akẹgbẹ́, ètò tó kàn lórí iṣẹ́ òní ni fífi ọwọ́ sí ìwé àkọsílẹ̀ ìfẹnukò ìjókòó ilé ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun ọjọ́ 19 oṣù kẹta ọdún 2024.
Aṣíwájú ilé ẹ̀dábà.
Olórí ilé àti ẹ̀yin akẹgbẹ́ mi, nígbà tí kò sí àríyànjiyàn tàbí ìtakò tàbí àrísọsí, mo ń mú àbá wá pé